Using Brightspace Intelligent Agents, you can reduce time spent on manual recurring tasks, send targeted communications, give or revoke access to content and assessments, manage enrollment, and so much more. Watch this Fusion on Demand session to gain tips, tricks, and practical suggestions for how you can use intelligent agents in your courses. Today, we will discuss what intelligent agents are, why you might want to use them, how to set them up. Then I'll suggest some different scenarios where you can use intelligent agents. And finally, I'll end by sharing some lessons I've learned the hard way after creating hundreds of intelligent agents for my courses. First, a little bit about me. I'm a longtime D2Ler, having started as a co-op student on the documentation team back in university. I have held roles such as solutions engineer, solutions specialist, and am now a senior product enablement manager. I'm passionate about tying learning outcomes to enablement opportunities, being inclusive and accommodating of learning styles and preferences, and helping improve the way the world learns. Aligned to that, I'm here today to talk to you about one of the most powerful and underutilized Brightspace tools around, intelligent agents. Sometimes referred to as automated messages, and often referred to as IAs, the Intelligent Agents functionality in Brightspace helps you monitor courses or the wider organization in a hands-off way. Each intelligent agent searches for users who have fulfilled one or more preset criteria, then triggers an action, which can be an email, an enrollment change, or both. There are many reasons to use intelligent agents. They are a quick and easy tool that can have positive impacts on many roles, including course creators and instructors, learners, and even system administrators. Among the benefits for learners, IAs can help raise engagement and morale, reinforce concepts, and celebrate achievements. There are also benefits for course creators and instructors. It's quick and easy to set up your IAs, and once you've done that, you can use them daily or on whatever schedule you prefer. They are great for passive course monitoring and administration. And finally, IAs can help you stay organized when managing sections, groups, and multiple markers. When it comes to the benefits for system administrators, IAs can be set up to automate enrollment changes, including unenrolling inactive users or changing rules once a user completes a course. It's also easy to create and share IAs to multiple courses. For example, you could include a course expectations intelligent agent that the instructor could quickly update and enable for their specific course in your master course template. Finally, you can use IAs to send out targeted announcements at the org level. For example, an email to all users of a specific department to let them know that an in-person compliance course has been rescheduled. Let's look at a real intelligent agent I created for a past course. Its purpose is to alert the course mentor and grader that their mentee has submitted a discussion in the course and it needs to be graded. As I walk through the example, I will highlight some key considerations to keep in mind when setting up your intelligent agents. The first thing you need to do when creating an intelligent agent is give it a name. When naming your IA, be specific and consistent. It's also a good idea to include the assignment title or identifier in the name to help you easily distinguish between agents when needing to make edits. Because I have over 100 intelligent agents in this course, I use categories to keep my agents organized by purpose and theme. Finally, I always make sure to keep the agent is enabled checkbox clear until I finish creating and testing my intelligent agent. Since we're looking at an agent that is already in use in a course, you'll notice the status checkbox is selected. Next, let's talk about scheduling. Frequency is important to consider. Some agents you might only send once. For example, a quick alert to all your learners that their assignment due date has been extended. Whereas other agents you might run daily, weekly, monthly, or even annually. For example, to remind all employees in a specific department that they have a mandatory in-person recertification coming up. And this is where I'll also break the fourth wall momentarily to let you know another cool fact about intelligent agents, which is that not only can you use them at the course level, but you can also set them up at the department and org level of Brightspace, allowing administrators to also send targeted messages outside of specific courses. Okay, getting back to scheduling. You should be thoughtful about the day and time you schedule messages to send. For example, I like to send reminders about missing submissions and assignments that need grading earlier in the work week so that people can adjust their calendar for the week accordingly and plan to get that work done. I also schedule them earlier in the day so that they aren't missed or ignored. In another example, I like to schedule celebratory emails, such as a congratulations when a learner passes a quiz, to run daily near the end of the workday, so that it's either one of the last emails they see that day or one of the first they see the following day. Finally, scheduling a start and end date for your IA is helpful if you only want your IA to run for a period of time. For example, a daily reminder during exam week about office hours. By using a start and end date, you can set up your IA and then forget about it, effectively taking another course administration task off your hands. Criteria is where things get really exciting, because depending on how you set up your criteria, you can get creative and comprehensive with your use cases and targeted messages. Let's return to the example here. Remember, our goal is to alert the course instructor that they have a discussion that needs grading. To do this, we need to set up our criteria properly. You'll notice that we can specify role in the class list. This means that when the agent is looking at who is fulfilling the criteria we have set, they can look at all users in your class list or a specific set of users. In this case, I've selected learner because they are the ones submitting assignments and needing grades. Once you know the role you want to target for your IA, you must decide on your trigger action. This is where you can get really creative. Trigger actions include login activity, course activity, and my favorite, release conditions. I won't say too much about release conditions here, except that Brightspace supports over 40 of them, which can be used singularly or in combination with each other to trigger IAs. In this example, you can see I've selected 2 release conditions. The learner has added a thread to a discussion topic, and they have not received a grade for that discussion topic. I've also specified that all conditions need to be met in order for my IA to trigger an action. If you don't, then the IA will complete the action even in situations like the learner having added to a thread and received a grade for it. Now that we've done the hard work of setting up the schedule and criteria for the intelligent agent, we get to talk about the action. Remember, this is what the intelligent agent is going to do once it runs and finds users fulfilling the specified criteria. You have 2 options when setting up your action repetition. It can be a one and done, or you can take action each time an agent's criteria is satisfied. When sending an email, there are times you might want to repeat the action, like in this example where a discussion needs prompt review, and there are other times when a single email will do, such as a welcome to the course email outlining expectations. As a best practice, I recommend that when making any user enrollment actions, like changing role or enrolling them in a new course, always set your repetition to take action only the first time the agent's criteria are satisfied for a user. Also note that you don't have to send an email when enrolling or unenrolling a user. You can trigger just the enrollment change action or email the initiating user or their auditor in addition to notify them of the enrollment change. It's up to you. Now we get to talk about composing the email, which is my utmost favorite part of using this tool. The first thing you should know about the email you send is that you can customize the name and reply to address, adding a nice level of personalization and ensuring that if you want your learners to be able to respond directly to your email, you can do so. But be cautious with this, as it may result in an uptick of emails. I like to use special email addresses in my IAs. While many of my emails go to the initiating user, in this case, I actually want my email to go to their auditor, which is a custom role in Brightspace we use to represent a course mentor. This means that while the learner is the person fulfilling the criteria of submitting a discussion post and not having an associated grade on it, their auditor or mentor or grader will receive the actual email action prompting them to go in and review the assignment. Note that I've included my own email in the BCC field. This is because it allows me to keep track of mentor and learner activity in my course in a passive, supervisory way. You'll note in my example that I've used replace strings. These are custom inserts I can use to add personalization to my emails. Here, I've used the initiating user first name and initiating user last name strings to help the mentor quickly identify which learner has something in need of grading. There are 13 replace strings you can use to customize your email. Explore them via this easy inline help link. You'll notice I've also inserted a quick link directly to the assessment so that it's easy for the mentor to access and grade it right away. Finally, the one thing I always do, no matter what the email category is or which role is receiving it, is include a custom meme or GIF related to the message. In this instance, my image specifically calls out how awesome giving feedback is. At other times, I've added custom poems, themed puns, and other relevant jokes, links, and videos. Note that you can also add attachments, including video and audio recordings. While it might seem like a small thing, personalization and fun can add so much meaning to a learner's experience. I can't tell you how many times I've had learners from my course reach out to me to express how much they enjoyed receiving the intelligent agents I've set up, and how they were motivated to proceed through the course because they looked forward to seeing what emails they'd be sent along the way. I've mentioned a few times now that I use IAs to help administer my courses in a hands-off way, as well as to raise engagement for my learners. Here are some ideas to help spark your own creativity. Enroll your learners in a new course after they pass the final quiz. Alternately, enroll learners who don't meet expectations into a remedial course. Encourage learners to return to the course when they haven't accessed the course in a while. My IA on this includes a link to the song Don't You Forget About Me by Simple Minds. Schedule reviews and check-ins with suggestions based on the length of time in the course. Send a welcome to the course email, including course expectations and helpful links and resources. And auto-enroll users after a certain specified number of days of inactivity. What about reminding users of upcoming due dates, for example, of compliance training or final exams? Send them a congratulations on a job well done. Send them a motivational try again email, including links to supplemental materials that can help them study or reinforce concepts. When releasing a new module or content topic, an IA is a quick way to let everyone in the course know about it. And, like we saw in this session, you can create notifications to remind mentors and instructors of ungraded assessments. Before I leave you today, I want to share a couple of lessons I've learned the hard way. The first is the importance of using categories and consistent naming conventions, as this will help you stay organized. I use themes to group my intelligent agents together. This makes it easy to quickly find what I'm looking for. For example, a remedial IA for a quiz would be grouped under the remedial quizzes category and would use the quiz name as the IA name. Copy is your friend, and I mean this in two ways. As a course creator, if I want to create multiple IAs for a single category, I start by creating a basic template for what the IA should be with core settings I want that should be consistent for each of these IAs. From there, you can copy the template IA as many times as you want and add your customization to each copied IA. But note that I can also copy my IAs and share them with others using the Import, Export, Copy Course Components tool. Although you should know that any IAs copied this way are disabled by default when imported into a new course. There are two tricks I use to keep track of the IAs being sent in my course. Depending on the course size or the amount of IAs you have set up, you can BCC yourself on all or any IAs. Note that this might get out of hand quickly if you are running your IAs frequently or if you have a large course. Alternately, or additionally, each IA has an agent history you can delve into deeper to find out information like when the IA ran, how many users were identified, the type of run, and who ran it. Agent history has been a helpful tool for me in the past when investigating course communication issues or concerns. As mentioned earlier, carefully consider when you schedule your IAs to send, as well as if it makes sense to repeat the IA or only send it once. And finally, always do at least one trial run before activating your agent. This can help catch any number of errors, including typos, broken or incorrect links in your emails, and improperly set up release conditions before sending your IA out in the wild. As I end this presentation, I want to leave you with a call to action. Taking what you've learned here today, I challenge you to consider how you might use intelligent agents to improve your current courses, including allowing for easier hands-off course administration while improving engagement with your learners. Thanks, and have a great day.